Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Good morning to you. I'm Lauren Casey. The time right now is 4:27 on your Friday. Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Indiana.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We want to get you updated on the latest number of COVID-19 cases here in the Hoosier State. Currently, we are sitting at 56 cases in Indiana. That is up 17 from Wednesday. The good news is there are no new deaths that have been reported. We are still sitting at 2 deaths, but Marion County is seeing the most cases with 19. We do expect another update today around 10 a.m. from the Department of Health as if any more people have tested positive.
And we know that there's more testing. It's opening up now. We know Eli Lilly is a part of that. And so we may see the cases go up, Meredith, just because more people are getting tested, more than what we had before when we had more restrictions on who they could test. So, of course, we'll keep you updated on those numbers as we get those official numbers. We're waiting for those from the State Health Department each day. Something else that you probably heard yesterday during Governor Holcomb's address when he was talking to the press was that they are saying schools across the state will be out until at least May the 1st. So we had been taking this, kind of week by week. This is the first week that most schools around the area were closed. And so they're saying now this is May 1st. Another update is those standardized tests. They don't want students to cram for those and spend time doing that. So those are not going to be happening this school year.
Superintendent Jennifer McCormick says they are working with districts to not only ensure that students that have to do e-learning have computers and other items like tablets accessible to them to make sure they're able to complete that, but they're also working with districts to make sure that high school seniors especially are able to meet the credits they need to graduate. So she says these are all things they are working on, they are going to take care of, and we will have some answers to many parents' questions here over the next few weeks as to what will happen there.
Another story we are following today has to do with restaurants being closed to dine in. A number of businesses taking a hit, and that's just one of the industries, the service industry. So I went down to Martinsville to see how a graphic designer is trying to ease the burden on any restaurants who need help in the area by providing free signs to them. This is starting to become a thing that's taking off on the national level between graphic designers. So we're going to show you what this is and what it's all about, and that is coming up right here on Good Morning Indiana. But as you're waking up this morning, you may have woken up overnight because it was raining so hard, kind of on and off through our area. Todd Clausen is standing by with what's going on right now and what we can expect throughout the day. Hey, Todd.
Yeah, Lauren, we have flooding going on across central Indiana with rain still falling in some of those areas that are under flash flood warnings. The showers and storms a lot more scattered in nature. There's no severe storms out there. That is the good news currently. Temperatures in the 60s. Don't get used to these. They fall dramatically throughout the day. We'll talk more about that coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Indiana's governor issues a new executive order to slow the spread of the coronavirus.
Sometimes the best defense is a good offense, and we have to go on offense.
This morning, how the new order impacts schools and the statewide iLearn test.
Plus, how do you know if you need tested for the coronavirus? We're working for you looking at the telemedicine option that's available now for Hoosiers.
And a local business owner is hoping to help fellow businesses survive economic uncertainty. We'll show you how his idea to help drive in customers is helping many local businesses. It's 4:30 here on your Friday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. We do have Todd Clausen standing by. Todd, with radar behind you. A lot of us woke up to some rain or maybe saw it on our drive into work. Where's the rain at right now?
Yeah, everybody saw rain at some point over the last 24 hours. We have flash flood warnings that are posted. It's a lot more scattered in nature right now, but where it is raining, it is coming down very, very heavy. We just had this big blast of rain come through downtown Indianapolis, moving through Greenfield right now. Some heavy rainfall from Danville to Brownsburg, but it's plain old rain. There's no thunder and lightning mixed in with this any longer, and no threat of severe weather. Crawfordsville to Frankfort, some spotty downpours near Sheridan as well. And as we slide down to the south, some heavy rainfall just south of Greensburg now through Batesville. That is getting ready to push off into Ohio. So we're starting to wrap up the rain aspect of things. That is the good news for the day. The cold front is off to our west, but that will come through. But all this area that you see in red, this is where we've had over 3 inches of rain, and it includes Bloomington, Nashville, Shelbyville, Rushville. These are flat flash flood warnings. That means flooding is occurring right now, and you need to take precautions. Do not drive across any flooded roadways that are out there. The waters could still be rising with the rain that we have out there currently. Most of this rain is out of here with the exception of a spot shower by the time we get to 8, 9 o'clock. But temperatures today, boy, they really tumble. It's nice and mild right now, near 70 in spots. By the time we get to 4 p.m., temperatures all the way down, Lauren, into the 40s.
All right, Todd, it is warm out there as you're stepping out maybe on the roads, and we don't have any problems out here right now on the west side. This is I-70 near High School Road. You can see traffic is moving. It's actually decently heavy, I would say, at this early hour. Normally we only have a car or two out that way, so we'll continue to keep an eye on traffic this morning as you're heading out there. And let's take one more live look right now. This is up on the north side, I-465 at US 31 Meridian Street. You can see the wet roads we have out there, so watch for any ponding, but right now, no issues to slow you down.
The number of coronavirus cases in Indiana continues to increase. This morning, there are 56 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the Hoosier State. That number is up 17 cases from Wednesday. Marion County has the most cases in the state, 19. 2 people, both women, have died from the virus in our state. As the number of COVID-19 cases in Indiana continues to climb, Governor Eric Holcomb is extending his state of emergency declaration. During his announcement, the governor extended statewide school closures until at least May 1st. State Superintendent Jennifer McCormick says she understands that this can be tough for parents. She also shared a message for students.
A very, very difficult time on many different levels. So I want to make sure that the families know how incredibly thankful we are. To the kids, this is my message to you. Be positive, make good choices. Stay on your work that you have at home. It's extremely important that you are a good partner in this.
Governor Holcomb also canceled all state-mandated assessments for the 2019-2020 school year, including iRead, iStep, and iLearn. With the longer school closure, Indianapolis public school officials say they are adding more meal service sites. Starting Monday, school leaders will open 8 additional locations serving prepackaged meals. The meals are open to all students age 18 and younger, including non-IPS students. We have a list of those locations right now on the RTV6 app.
It is 4:34. The Meals on Wheels mission is always to provide healthy food to our most vulnerable neighbors, like senior citizens and people who can't leave their homes or people living with HIV. Now, during the coronavirus outbreak, the organization is taking even more action to protect clients and volunteers. Clients are encouraged to get a weekly supply of frozen meals delivered through UPS instead of regular delivery drivers. Many Meals on Wheels clients are most at risk for COVID-19 and heavily rely on that service.
It is not really an option for them not to get the nutritious meals that we provide for them. The meals are all medically tailored to their dietary needs.
Meals on Wheels of Central Indiana is in need of volunteers to help prepare pantry boxes that will be shipped out to clients. If you're interested in helping, you're asked to email info@mealsonwheelsindy.org. You're asked not to call because the organization needs to keep those phone lines clear for clients who are in need.
Indiana has yet to shut down the state's daycare and child care facilities, which is a relief for some parents. Staff at the Reach to Teach Learning Academy is taking coronavirus seriously. The daycare on the city's west side stayed open a week longer than Marion County schools, but this week Kiasha Davis made the call to close for now. She says it's to provide a safer place for kids in the weeks ahead.
So we can sanitize everything. We're getting new playpens, new high chairs. My crew and I, we're going to come in, sanitize the whole daycare from up to down, and just get ready for the kids to come back in 2 weeks.
Indiana's Family and Social Services Administration has been advising child care facilities when it comes to cleaning and sanitation. The administration facilities should stay open unless one of its kids tests positive for the coronavirus.
Coronavirus concerns are making things especially tough on divorced parents. Kelly Hagee is a divorced mother with 2 children. She shares 50-50 custody with her ex-husband. In their arrangement, they swap every couple of days. Well, thankfully, he lives nearby, but her ex just had surgery and was hospitalized for months. So Kelly is trying to make sure that everyone stays healthy and they honor their court order.
But right now, we are still planning on starting our normal custody this weekend. So because we can just walk them over, it's a little bit easier. But if my kids have symptoms, he's not going to be seeing them. My daughter actually had strep, and I can't risk exposing him to those kind of illnesses because he just can't get back in the hospital.
Parents need to be expecting a delay, and that's why we're encouraging being reasonable, modeling healthy behavior, trying to stay healthy. The courts have already shut down to essential hearings only for the most part. It's county by county. There's discretion of the judge, but I've already had even some emergency hearings that have been continued out, and we don't know when they'll be rescheduled.
Family law attorney Cassie Ringelspa says if a parent becomes infected with the coronavirus, then the other parent should let that parent make up their parenting time. She says parents should stick to the court order while putting the health of the family first.
A concern for many Hoosiers, even if they do not have underlying health issues, is how to figure out if you have the coronavirus. IU health officials urge Hoosiers who think they have the virus to use telemedicine. Doctors at IU Health say it's a free resource to Hoosiers who think they have COVID-19. It is staffed by nurses around the clock, ready to screen patients.
If it's severe enough, then we help facilitate getting them to the appropriate facility so they can be evaluated further, have their vital signs taken, have somebody listen to their lungs, and then decide if testing is necessary.
You can find a link to download the screening app at theindychannel.com.
Well, in troubled times, it's especially important to look for stories of hope. And here in central Indiana, we know we're going to get through this together as Hoosiers helping Hoosiers. So I traveled down to Martinsville to see how one small business is working to make sure that other businesses stay open through the COVID-19 crisis. The printers are hot. And the signs are flying out the doors of DG Graphics in Martinsville. The local business that's known for vehicle wraps, signage, banners, decals is working on a new project.
And these restaurants, I mean, they're just mom and pop shops like me. And I wanted to do something to try to help out.
Owner Derek Gady saw a sign from a friend also in the business in Illinois. It read, "Dine-in closed, curbside pickup available. We also have gift cards available." So he asked his friend if he could share his file, and Derek started printing.
Then I had another local guy that owns a graphic shop ask me for that file, so I shared it with him. I shared it with a guy in South Carolina. He shared it with 2 more people in South Carolina, and then Las Vegas.
Derek and the others are giving away the signs to any restaurant who needs one, with the hope that it'll make this new normal more easy to understand, helping the public know how they can support these small businesses in this time.
We all have families. We all have to pay our bills. These restaurants, they have employees, they have families. So, you know, to give back to them, to make sure they can still do it. We still eat there. We still, you know, we all want to kind of just work together.
In Martinsville, Lauren Casey, RTV6. Well, if you're a restaurant who wants one of those signs, there are 2 different designs. You can just contact DG Graphics on Facebook, Instagram, or just give them a call. They'll figure out how to get a sign to you. If you're a graphic design company and you want a copy of this file to print for some people in your area, you can reach out to them as well. We have all their contact info on our website, theindychannel.com/coronavirus.
There is a lot of uncertainty in our world right now, and that could include your finances. After the break, we're looking at a few tips to make sure your bank account is ready for whatever happens next. Todd.
It's been a very active 24 to 48 hours across central Indiana with a lot of rainfall. We still have flash flood warnings that are posted across parts of the area and still rain falling in some areas as well. The good news is the severe threat is over. We'll let you know how long this rain is going to stick around coming up in your Storm Team 6 forecast. The time now is 4:40.
Hoosiers only on RTV6.
As the country continues to fight the coronavirus pandemic, its most populated state is now under a stay-at-home order. As Alex Prussia reports, this is as our country's leaders work to find out a cure for both the virus and the economy.
Today, for the first time, some New Yorkers able to drive up and get tested for the novel coronavirus. The state's first site set up in New Rochelle, a suburb just north of New York City, the scene of the state's largest outbreak and also the nation's first active containment zone.
We've been more aggressive about utilizing state testing capacity, but we can't do more than the federal government allows us to do.
Access to coronavirus testing remains a problem across the country. In California, kits still hard to come by. Governor Gavin Newsom saying there aren't enough of them and most are missing key components.
These tests with you're going to the store and purchasing a printer, but forgetting to purchase the ink. So you need multiple components.
Starting Monday, schools in the Los Angeles and San Diego Unified Districts will shut down for 2 weeks. The two districts representing over 750,000 students.
These next 2 weeks will be difficult, and we are not certain what lies ahead after that. You have my unwavering commitment to do all that we can to help you and your children.
A new ABC News Ipsos poll released today showing 2/3 of Americans are concerned about contracting the coronavirus. Those fears and their impact can be seen on store shelves as people across the country scramble to buy last-minute supplies. The latest sports events to be postponed, the Boston Marathon and the Masters. A fitting message on the marquee outside D.C.'s Capital One Arena, where the Washington Wizards and Washington Capitals play, reading, all events postponed. Megan Tabrizian, ABC News, New York.
Well, as we've seen with cruise ships, these viruses can move quickly through places where people are living close together. So what happens if there's a case in your own neighborhood or your apartment building? Well, the first piece of advice from the CDC is just to stay calm. Continue to follow preventative measures like washing your hands often and working from home if you can. For apartments, you can contact management to see what kind of measures they're taking to keep you safe.
If you get a phone call or text or email warning that banks are limiting access to your money, it is likely a scam. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation says scammers are trying to instill distrust in the U.S. financial system amid the coronavirus pandemic. Right now, scammers are pretending to be FDIC employees so they can get into your bank account. The agency says you should watch out for cyber criminals and not give out any personal banking information. Your financial situation may be up in the air because of the coronavirus. It's important to know the places you can turn to for help and how to be proactive. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling says they have open communication, and you'll learn how everyone from your creditors to your utility companies can help. Your employer may also have resources to help you if you ask. It's also important to talk to your family, so you need to know what needs to be done at home.
But the most important thing that I can advise people to do right now is to communicate. You may be short on cash. You may not have the savings available that will get you through an extended crisis. But the more you communicate with the people you owe, with your family, with your employer, the better off you're going to be.
McCleary says now is the time to have an emergency budget, prioritize the things you need to live, cut the other expenses out, or work out repayment situations to manage reoccurring expenses that are not necessary. Here at 4:47, starting our morning off in the 60s. Todd, I said it almost felt rainforest-like as I walked out the door this morning.
Yeah, you know, some areas are near 70 degrees. You're exactly right, Meredith. With all that humidity around, it feels a little tropical-like, especially as you drive around central Indiana this morning. There's some areas still dealing with these very heavy downpours, and that's all they are right now. Just heavy rain, no lightning right now. It's not a question that there maybe could be a rumble of thunder going forward, but it's mainly just some heavy rain, some gusty winds. Tipton, just south of Kokomo, the heavy rainfall back towards Kempton, over towards Wildcat, Indiana. There's some heavier downpours north of Bainbridge. Then as you work your way up just to the west of Lebanon, as we slide off to the east, some heavy rain just went through Fortville, pushing into Shirley, Middletown, and Newcastle. You're up next with this rainfall. And this is kind of the last hurrah or push. Thankfully, we avoided a lot of the severe weather. The tornado warning stayed off to our south. We had a few thunderstorm warnings in southern Indiana. But this rain will continue to push through over the course of the next few hours. Our issue, though, is some flash flooding that is taking place. All these areas where you see 2 to almost 4 inches of rain. It's a pretty thin band, but it includes Bloomington, Nashville, Edinburgh, just north of Columbus, and just south of Rushville. This is where we have flash flood warnings. That means flooding is occurring right now. Their waters are moving pretty quickly, whether it's in streams. If you encounter some roadways where water is moving as well, do not try to go through it. You have no idea how deep that water is, and it could either swipe you off your feet if you are walking through it, or if it's deep enough, it could easily lift your car. So avoid flooded areas here this morning. This rain will continue to push off towards the east. That is the good news. But a cold front still has to come through. So until that front comes through, we'll have to keep a spotty shower in this forecast. But notice at 9:30, here is the front. It's a broken line of showers. There may be a quick little burst of rain in your neighborhood as this front comes through. And then by this afternoon, we're dry. Then we turn our attention to the temperatures that will really start to fall very quickly. Mid to upper 60s right now. In fact, Lafayette 69, close to 70 degrees. Pair of 6s from Indianapolis to Bloomington, 67 over in the Muncie area. But look what happens. Temperatures will be in the low 60s by 9 a.m. We'll be in the 50s by the noon hour. By 4 p.m., temperatures are in the 40s. As you wake up tomorrow morning, temperatures will be down below freezing in the 20s across the area. So make sure you bundle up. Going forward in this forecast, drier weather by the middle of the week, Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. We are keeping a close eye on traffic as you're heading out the door this morning. Here is a look on the northwest side, I-465 and West 71st Street. What roads out that way this morning, as you can see, but traffic is moving along up to speed, no delays. So let's take a turn right now. This is our INDOT traffic camera at I-465 near US 40 on the east side of town, Washington Street. Traffic here pretty quiet for your commute. We'll continue to keep a close eye on your roads and keep you updated throughout the morning.
Now to Democracy 2020 in the race for president. With 3 more primary wins this week, former Vice President Joe Biden has earned the title nominee in waiting. And it may be a long one. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders has yet to call off his campaign, and several states have delayed their primaries. That means Biden won't be able to get the required number of delegates to officially push Sanders out of the race until they vote in May and June. For now, the 2 candidates remain in their home states as the nation deals with the coronavirus pandemic. Negotiations begin in the Senate today on a 3rd economic stimulus package to help Americans hurting financially from the COVID-19 pandemic. A Republican bill would put money directly in the hands of taxpayers, help small businesses, and offer billions in loans to airlines. Democrats have a bill enhancing unemployment insurance, allowing for paid leave, and insisting bailouts are worker-focused.
Police officers stop traffic for a number of reasons. After the break, you'll see that none are quite as cute as this one.
For more than a year, we've been helping Hoosiers find new career paths, and coming up in just 15 minutes, we're looking at one business who says it's hiring Hoosiers despite the coronavirus outbreak. And we want to take a moment to address something. We know there is a lot going on, and there's a lot of uncertainty in society.
It's important to know it's okay to be scared and confused right now. There are resources that are available to help you cope with everything that's going on. The CDC recommends the Disaster Distress Helpline. Their phone number is 1-800-985-5990. You can text Talk With Us to 66756. Working together, we can all get through this. The time right now is 4:51. Stick around. We'll be right back.
With Fairlife Ultra Filtered Milk.
Welcome back. The time right now is 4:55 on your Friday, and we're keeping a close eye on traffic. We do have wet roads out there this morning. All the rain that had moved through overnight still moving through in some areas. This is up in Fishers, I-69 near 96th Street. You can see traffic is moving along up to speed.
Some cops in Florida giving us all something to smile about. A family of ducks got a fancy police escort in Lakeland. Coming through, the feathered family was spotted in the middle of a busy part of downtown. That's when a Lakeland police officer personally escorted the group to safety. He walked along with the ducks, helping them through twists and turns and barriers. Ultimately, the flock safely made their way to a nearby lake. Lakeland police shared the video, saying even in times of uncertainty, there is always something to smile about.
Very cute.
There's really nothing sweeter than a mama duck and her baby ducklings.
They are very cute. That's a good news story for today, I would say. Well, one New Hampshire neighborhood is using some smooth sounds to cope with the coronavirus pandemic. Take a listen. Just before the sun sets, neighbors come outside for a concert put together by local musicians. They say it seemed like a good way to keep a sense of community while staying safe. The group puts on a show every night, practicing some social distancing, as you can see there in the video. Very cool. I like that. Come down to my neighborhood. I think I would enjoy that.
All right.
All right, Todd, if people are Thinking of getting out for a walk. What's the best time today?
It depends on your preference. Do you like warm and rainy or colder and dry? Because lots going to change here throughout the day today. We're dealing with warm conditions right now, but some heavy downpours, as you see there on Storm Team 6 radar. The rain will come to an end here this morning, and then the temperatures really drop off by this afternoon. We'll be in the 40s across most of the area, but it will be dry. We'll talk more about today and look ahead to your weekend forecast as well. Coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues. The time now is 4:57. Stay with us. We're back in just a few minutes.